Caloroga Shark Media.
Hey there, I'm Johnny Mac with 5 good news stories. In Dubai, a British woman has gone above and beyond to save a stray cat that had been living for 2 years in a derelict bathroom. The cat is going to move to her new home in the UK. Chiku is a hobbyist animal rescuer and got a message from a stranger who spotted a frightened cat hiding in an abandoned building in Abu Dhabi. Chiku got in her car, drove 90 minutes from Dubai to find the cat. Chiku says, "She's such a gentle cat who has endured such hardship. It broke my heart when I first saw her." Workers at the site said the cat had lived there for years, sheltering under sheets of metal in the crumbling bathroom. For 3 weeks, Chiku made the long drive every night after work, bringing food, sitting with the cat, slowly earning the cat's trust until she was able to coax her out and take her to a vet. The cat is now named Terra Nova, meaning new star. Chiku tells us she looked completely lost and fearful. We thought she had probably been a pet and had been abandoned. She was scared and alone, and I couldn't walk away. When the paperwork clears, Terra Nova will live in England. That's really cool. Good news, if you are a North Atlantic right whale after years of decline, researchers say you guys are bouncing back. The population is up 2%, not a lot, but it's better than down. They believe there are now around 384 whales. That's 7% up since 2020. Heather Pettis works at the New England Aquarium and said, "It's always a great feeling when we can share positive news about this critically endangered species. This slight increase leaves us cautiously optimistic about the future of the North American right whales." There's new hope for people losing their sight. A tiny implant is helping restore central vision to those with age-related muscular degeneration, a condition long considered untreatable. Here's how it works. An implant is placed behind the retina and paired with augmented reality glasses that have a tiny video camera. The camera captures images and converts them into signals and sends them to the brain, essentially recreating what the eye can no longer do. After 1 year, 80% of patients regained enough vision to read again. Wow, that's really awesome. American ranchers are trying something new. Instead of miles and miles of wire fences, they're turning to virtual fencing systems. You know those, like, do you have one of those invisible fences for your dogs? Imagine that, except for cows. The cows wear collars, which uses GPS to keep the cattle grazing where they're supposed to, without the cost and hassle of fixing fences. Amy works for the Nature Conservancy's Little Sioux project and says the cows catch on so fast. They hear the tone, they don't even stop grazing. They just change direction and go a different way, so it's really, really easy on them, and it's easy on the farmer, too. Nick is a rancher in South Dakota and says the system is 95% effective, but any rancher can tell you physical fence isn't 100% either. Sounds like it was a lot of fun at the 2025 West Coast Giant Pumpkin Regatta. Heidi Marks coordinates the event and told the Washington Post, "It's kind of a ridiculous idea, which is why it's so popular. What do? You hollow out a pumpkin and you paddle it across a lake while wearing an elaborate costume, of course." Heidi says, "How often do you say they've watched people in costumes paddling 1,000-pound pumpkins on a lake?" Parker dressed up as the Very Hungry Caterpillar. It was his first time in the race. He said, "I was just chatting with my family in the car, like brainstorming things to do, and my dad thought up the idea of a caterpillar eating its way up out of the pumpkin. I thought, that's fun, and I went with it." It's a quarter-mile race, multiple heats, one for growers, one for event sponsors, one for local officials, and 2 for the public. Gary won his heat. He was dressed as Buddy the Elf. And he's been working on this. His growing process presses pumpkin plants against boards so the resulting pumpkins have a more narrow kayak-like shape. Boy, he's putting work into this. However, this year, he had to borrow a pumpkin from a friend as his own plants fell victim to a fungal infection. So I guess you could have used a regular pumpkin anyway. Other heat winners included racers dressed as Ted Lasso, a Top Gun pilot, and a pickle. And those are your 5 good news stories for today. Have a good one.